This is Dad Mentality. I am Rodney Glover. I'm your host. So we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves.
Hello. Welcome to Dad Mentality. I'm your host, Rodney Glover. Glad to be here another week with my boys who, we do this show to try to help fathers and help men every day. And of course, I don't do it by myself, so I have my friends here. I have my man Vance Robs, aka Coach. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good, man. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing good. Also, I got my man Mike Alban, aka Al Beezy. What's up, Al Beezy? Another day, another great day. So we also have our boy Everett Street Heat, who's aka Producer Ev. What's going on, Producer Ev? How you doing?
I'm good, guys. How are you guys?
We're good.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, I'm happy we get to do another episode. I have been looking forward to this episode, even though it seems like we've been having a lot of distractions and things trying to make this difficult, but we're going to go ahead and forgive Zoom and move on and start with our mental health check-in, our Twitch mental health check-in, something we do every week, and give you a rating. Whoever wants to go first, please go ahead.
I start off. This week I'm probably hovering around a 7. I had a pretty rough week at work. You know what I'm saying? A couple of things kind of exploded. You know what I mean? Issue with one of them, my Camaro, which I'll talk to Albans about later. Because can't nobody figure out what's going on with it. And other than that, you know what I'm saying, my house is a mess. So just, you know what I'm saying, doing the spring cleaning and so forth, because everything was coming down at once over the last week. So, but, you know what I'm saying, I'm recuperating from it, you know what I'm saying, over the weekend. Yesterday was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying, and today has been a pretty clean day too as well. So about a 7, you know what I'm saying, 7.5 maybe, you know what I mean, so.
Yeah, the weather's been changing, so it's been, time to get clean and get going.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Albans? How you feeling?
Good. I'm going to go with solid 9. If
Nice.
work didn't suck, I would say a 10.
Wow. Albans must be in love.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just, everything's been, it's been a good week. Everything's just going right. So everything. So I'll go with that.
Wow.
I mean, can you? Yeah, I mean, when somebody got a 9, I would like to hear more about how they.
Yeah, what happened that you got a 9 this week?
What's that?
What took place to boost you all the way up to a 9?
Shit. Just hanging out with a good friend and the kids. Went to an Irish festival Friday and Saturday. Just good weather. Everything's worked out. So
Irish festival. What's that about?
beer and Irish people. But that's pretty much about it.
Yeah.
They had good music, arts and stuff like that. For the kids, really enjoyed it. So it was a really good time. The weather was perfect.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I wish mine was a 9, fellas. I ain't gonna, I was trying to figure out what my score is today, and I came up with a 7.5, but I really feel like it's even lower than that. It's just been a very stressful week. It just seemed like nothing went right. Of course, my car got stolen, and then I got a rent-a-car, which was this big-ass F-150, which, I kind of like it, but I kept on calling them and asking because I wanted something smaller and couldn't get that done. And then, I finally saw my car, and it had to get $3,500 worth of damage fixed. So that was the other thing. And then, it was a tough week at work. And it was just stressful because I had to do work, track, and dealing with, the cars, dealing with everything that has gone on in this life. So, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it at a 7.5. I am thinking that this week will be a lot better and just get, kind of get over the things that I can't control. So, it's just I got to deal with whatever it is that's happening. But, I've been happy. I did go see the Gwen Factor yesterday, comedy show with my wife, and that was really, really good. So that kind of, now thinking back about that yesterday and the thing that happened, it does boost my score a little bit. It wasn't that bad of a week. I'm definitely going to try to enjoy today and, just take a breather and take some time out for myself and see how it goes. So what about you, producer Ed? Tell us about your week, brother.
My week was kind of blah. Nothing really eventful happened. But I give my total week about 7.5. I did meet up with my old podcast colleagues. She came to me and wanted to discuss starting a new one. So that might be going on. But other than that, that was it.
Congratulations, man. Well, that's good. Good thing, brother.
For sure.
I do got a question about Coachella because I know you was watching it.
Sure.
So what's your rating on it? Because I didn't watch any of it. I did want to see Tobe because I'm a huge Tobe fan. But yeah.
Overall, I'm a fan of Discovery, right? So when I go watch stuff like that, I don't necessarily see people who I know in the music world. Like, if Metro Boomin was one of the closing acts for one of the weekends, and I didn't necessarily want to see him, I actually turned and watched this punk group of young girls called the Linda Lindos. They rocked it. That was fantastic. So when it comes to like Discovery, I think Coachella was a solid 8 overall. It's about a 6. It wasn't really nothing spectacular, but I did make a lot of discovery on like new music, so that's why I would give that an 8. But other than that, the whole festival of people who I've seen and what would they do, 6.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's cool. My daughter was talking about it to me, and it just I was like, oh, that's right, forgot all about that. So I didn't get to watch it, so at least somebody gave a rating that did watch it. Is it still going on this week?
So weekend 2 this week. So all weekend 2 is just the people who played last weekend and come back and play this weekend again, so no more people can see them. So not necessarily a replay, is a whole new like concert. So you want to see people perform again, you can. But I already saw everybody want to see last night weekend, so I wasn't necessarily interested.
I heard Frank Ocean.
So Frank Ocean
hours showed up late or something like that.
Yeah, Frank Ocean showed up an hour late. Because the festival drew to be fined because people would pass out after curfew. Apparently he did lip sync his whole performance, and not even like in the Done It Dirty way. It's more like we're all listening together and he just like vibing with everyone else. So it wasn't like an actual performance happening. And with all of that, he dropped out weekend 2, and now Blink-182 is taking that spot. So,
all right. Well, fellas, I just wanted, also wanted to get into some topics this week. We're going to go and do our normal segments as well. But one thing I want to talk to y'all about is what has been in the news is Ralph Karl. I don't know if y'all seen or heard about it, but he was a 16-year-old kid that went to the wrong house instead of going. He was going to pick up his 2 younger brothers, and he went to the wrong house and was shot twice for ringing the doorbell. Now, I've read about this case, and the thing that happened is my daughter comes and talks to me about it. She's 16 years old, and she comes and talks to me about it. And, she asked me how I feel about it. And for me, I didn't really know how to discuss it with her because I don't know how to look at this, because you can take the race thing that a lot of people are saying because he was a white man and the kid was a black kid. But I really don't understand it because all he did was ring the doorbell. And the guy shot him. As soon as he opened the door, he said there was no words exchanged, shot him, and then opened the door and shot him again in the head. So for me, I just feel like, that is, to me, that's attempted murder. Hands down, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If a person is at your door and let's say you feel somewhat threatened and you shoot them once, but to then open the door and shoot them in the head, purpose and they are not threatening you at all, to me, is attempted murder. So I was, when I talked to my daughter, I couldn't really figure out how to talk to her about it. So I wanted to kind of bring that up with you guys and see how y'all feel and what y'all think about it, and how, if you did talk to your kids about it, or how would you talk to your kids about it?
Yeah, I think, man, that the incident was tragic. I think he got shot in his head first, and then when he hit the ground, he got shot in his arm, right?
No, he got shot in the shoulder first, and then he said I went out and shot him in the head after that.
Wow, that's what the guy said. Oh, okay. So yeah, man, having this discussion with your kids can be a tough one. I think that, you know what I'm saying, of course, this guy is definitely attempted murder. I mean, any type of laws that you see across the country, nothing's gonna kind of, I guess, you know what I'm saying, get him off of automatically firing on somebody. But the conversations that you have with your kids is going to be more or less of, there are unfortunate things that happen in different situations. Like some situations you can control, some you can't. That particular situation, although I wasn't there, I don't know that I don't know that that kid could have controlled it. So I talk about, hey, being smart about your decisions in the situations that you can control. Some you might not be able to control, and bad things do happen. But as long as you know what I'm saying, do your best to control your situation, that's all you can do. Yeah, I mean, it's sad, it's tragic that this kid lost his life on it.
He didn't lose his life. He's still alive.
He's still alive?
He survived. Crazy enough, he survived.
Now, the other thing I also heard about the story is that he went to, 3 or 4 different doors and nobody helped him?
Yeah, 3. The third one actually opened. Yeah, that's what pissed me off. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, well, of course, the main situation, but then him going house to house and finally a third one opening. I hope to God those first 2 weren't home. Because if they were home, they just decided not to answer the door. They're pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
Mm.
So,
what about you, Albans? How you feel? Did you?
I feel it's fucked up. Because this was the first of 2 stories that happened that week. Where did you see those 4 other kids like uptown New York? They turned down the wrong driveway to turn around, and some 65-year-old dude came out and fired 2 shots and killed the girlfriend as they drove off. Yeah. So this is 2 in a week, and the same situation. You really can't teach your kids or warn your kids about a situation like that. So I like Vance was saying, you can only teach them to avoid the stuff that's in their control. But yeah, it's pretty fucked up. What can you do to tell your kids, make sure it's the right door you're knocking on, or if you get lost, don't turn around someone's driveway? I mean, I guess.
I get it. I didn't even know. Like I said, I didn't know how to talk. I said basically with the things that you guys are saying. I was like, this to me is like, it's amazing. Well, all right, I'm gonna tell you the part that got me is that the guy left. He didn't even get arrested.
Yeah. See, no, I didn't know anything else about the guy.
And
I didn't know anything about the guy.
He went in there, gave a statement, and left. And and I'm trying to, and not to say the race, but this is the truth that I get out of it, is that, and I hate to say this and bring it to race, but it shows me how much that police, in my opinion, or some police officers, I'm not going to say all, but they don't value a young black man's life. If turned around, if that was a black 85-year-old man who shot a young white boy, I feel like he would have got arrested. They would have at least detained him, kept him there, figured out what was going on beforehand. But because it was a black kid, he left. And it took them I don't remember how long it took them to finally, he ended up turning himself in again after all that, if I remember the story correctly, and to me that to me is a disgrace in itself that, you could do something like that, which to me it is textbook murder. He had killed him, and so he didn't kill him, so right now he's facing attempted murder. But I mean, anybody who took firearms class, I know you have, Vance, and I have too, and the one thing they talked about is, you can't chase a person down with a gun. Like if that person is leaving the vicinity, you can't shoot him. If you do, then you're responsible. You can't shoot him. This dude wasn't trying to get in nothing. He didn't do anything. And to me, that's textbook murder. So I just found it crazy that he didn't get arrested. That
the police dropped the ball on that for sure.
Yeah, he left, and I mean, but I mean, you look at it. You look at this, and to me, a young black man's life is never as valuable as is not considered the same. Because he's young and he's black, they're gonna. You tell a cop that you shot him, you were scared, or whatever the case may be. I just don't understand that part. So I mean, that was the part for me that kind of really I didn't understand and still don't understand to this day. Like, how can you call yourself a police officer? That police officer who responded to that or was there or whatever the case may be. I mean, like, how do you still keep your job? Like, if I did that on my job, where something that heinous happened on my shift, or just doing something that I don't understand how you still have a job after that.
You talking? Wait a minute. We talking about the police officers?
Yeah, I'm talking about the police officers.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to follow the law. So
the law is, but that's the law. That's the thing.
What's the law?
He shot someone that he even says I didn't even talk to him. I didn't say anything. I opened my door and I shot him. I thought he was trying to break in, but there's no evidence of that. I mean, you can't just say, you can't just think somebody's going to break in and go shoot him. You can't do that. If somebody walks up to my door, I can't say, I think he's breaking in and shoot his ass. I can't do it. I mean, that I would be locked up. I don't believe why I would be locked up. I should be locked up if that's my mentality. I mean, how do you let him back out on the street? I mean, he could have killed 5 or 6 more people after that. If that's his mentality, just for ringing his doorbell. I mean, you don't find that. I mean, what do you think, Vance? Tell me what you think.
I mean, I don't know what the laws in Missouri are, right? So I can't speak to the Missouri law. As far as, do I think he should have been arrested immediately? Of course, I think that. Pending the situation. I mean, because just not too long ago, here in D.C., we had the same situation, and the guy was not white. The guy was black, and he wasn't arrested either, right?
What's that? So, I'm not familiar with that one. So tell me, can you?
The one where the guy shot at the kids that was breaking in the cars.
But they were breaking in the cars. That's different.
But not his car.
Committing a crime.
But not his car.
I got you, but they were still
right. So, but either way, and at the time, that situation is been all over the news too, right? So I guess it's really about the law. I ain't gonna look at it. I know it's. I don't know if the police made the judgment off of race, what they made the judgment off of, because I'm not that particular police department or that police officer. Whether or not it was a mistake or not, it all depends on the prosecution and how they prosecute according to whatever charges. So, like, for instance, in the state of Missouri, they got the right to defend themselves if they feel that they're in immediate danger. So that could apply. And I don't know what I know the situation is told one way. I know, and it's tragic. But to blame a police officer for not arresting the guy because he came in that day, to me, the guy is the bigger problem, right? But if you don't know, if I don't know what happened, right? And I don't know the situation. I don't necessarily just automatically assume guilt either, right? So if the investigation was done, or if I got there and got to the kid and I went to the guy, so they didn't even go to this guy's house, right?
No, they went to his house.
That night?
Yeah.
And they didn't arrest him that night. He
No.
said somebody was breaking in.
No, he left. They went to his house.
Mm-hmm.
They took him he went to the station and made a statement and left.
Okay. And the
So-
statement was, I shot him.
Yeah. That was a statement. The statement was, I shot him. That was it.
But if those facts are true, if those facts are true, yeah, I would question.
shot him, and then I stepped outside and shot him in the head.
If those facts are true, then yeah, I understand your posture. If those facts, but to me, that still doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like that doesn't sound right.
CNN, read the article. I mean, that's what it says. It says exactly that. It says that his words. You know what I'm saying? It's not even Ralph's words. It's the guy's word. And then he went back and turned himself in. So, not to say he wasn't, but I mean, I just feel it was I'm just saying how I feel. So you're right. I don't have every detail, but I'm just going off of what the article says, and I wasn't there. But I do feel that they dropped the ball. So I mean, I'm just asking, for everything.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, if they knew that he shot this kid, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, or like reasoning wise, I assume that you would be detained until the investigation takes place. But what I'm saying is that same thing, right, wrong, or indifferent, happened in the city, and that guy wasn't detained. And it's been a couple times, like even I want to say that the thing that Albans was talking about, the driveway thing, that wasn't even white on black. That was white on white in New York, by the way.
Yeah, but I'm not.
So that guy was wild for that too, and I don't know that he was detained that. So I don't know what the procedures are, is what I'm saying. So to have an opinion on it,
I hear you.
man.
Well, I got an opinion, and I'm just giving it. I'm just saying it. So
Yeah.
that's my opinion. Albans, you got anything you want to add, or anything you got to say about it?
I mean, no, just kind of like I was saying before, it's fucked up. I mean, there's basically two different laws. I mean, period. I mean, you got your stand your ground, and then like I know West Virginia, Florida, and these states like that, they have it where basically you can shoot someone coming on your property after dark.
Yep.
But you still have to feel threatened. So it's a cut or dry. It's like he went to the police station. He basically said he didn't feel threatened. I mean, I don't care what color. I mean, like I said, it could have been a white dude shooting another white dude and a black guy shooting another black guy. It just, for him to go there and say, yeah, I shot him. I opened the door, shot him again. But I didn't feel threatened. He rang my doorbell. I mean, that right there, that should have been like.
He said he felt threatened because of size and stature. That's what he said.
You say that one more time?
He felt threatened because of his size and stature.
And stature?
Mm-hmm. That's what he said. He felt threatened because of his size and stature. But
how would that fly over in West Virginia, Alban? Since the West Virginia law is property after dark, if I feel threatened, you wouldn't get locked up that night. Now, if it's determined that Albans was lying and he didn't feel threatened, then Albans would be locked up, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So that was my point. So that if the law, depending on what that Missouri law is, I don't know whether he should have been arrested at that point or not, or if it's an investigation or whatever else. So now he's completely 100% wrong and guilty for even feeling threatened or shooting a kid twice. You know what I'm saying? Or even once, for that matter, for ringing the doorbell.
Exactly. The thing that really kills me is the stepping outside and shooting him in the head.
Right.
When there has been no exchange at all. To me, that's the thing that just makes it over the top. Like, let's say you did feel threatened, you shot him once, boom, he's on the ground. Okay. Now you can close your door, call the police, do whatever you need to do, blah, blah, blah. You have a gun. It's obvious that he does not have a gun. But then to come out and try to shoot him in the head to make sure he's dead is, to me, is the thing that makes it beyond being threat. He's not a threat at the time when you shot him the first time. Now he's definitely not a threat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just how I feel about it. That second shot makes it over the top for me. So I just don't understand why. I'm saying this, I think he should be detained. I think anybody should be detained. If you shoot a person,
Well, yeah. Hey, look.
So that's just.
Yeah.
Even if you get into a fight and you end up shooting someone, like, I mean, you're getting arrested.
Everybody goes to jail, and then we'll figure it out. But right, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's not every law in every state. Some states it ain't that way.
Like too many people in jail.
But it's the difference between being, it's the difference between, I guess the right thing, in my opinion. I don't care if somebody, if you shoot a person in cold blood out front, I mean, I expect you to be arrested and at least detained until the investigation is complete. You know what I'm saying?
Agree with you. That's definitely the expectation.
Yeah, but we'll table this, and as more details come out, we might bring it back up again or whatever the case may be. But I just found it kind of crazy that you can do that. Now, I don't care what state it is. You can shoot a person right there. What I feel was cold blood, and then don't even get arrested. So I had my experience with the people I know is they get arrested every time. It don't matter. So, but anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our segments this week. We're gonna bring back good old Money Matters with Coach and hear about some good advice that we have. Besides going to Great Wolf Lodge and
that's definitely not good advice. But I got a topic that's gonna rattle both of y'all.
Okay.
Gambling.
Well, I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead.
Let's talk. Let's you know what I'm saying? We talk about Money Matters. Let's talk about gambling. You know what I mean? Beast one, don't go nowhere.
I'm a good gambler, so go ahead. I'm listening.
So let's talk about gambling. I mean, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, talk bad about gambling. Some people talk good about gambling. Professional gamblers, of course, you know what I'm saying, talk good about it. But what are y'all thoughts on gambling? What do you think, how you should utilize it? Because I've seen people out there that gamble. Gambling to me is not it's not of the devil or nothing like that. It's a choice, right? So, you know what I'm saying? You have to choose whether or not you want to play a game to win extra money or to lose money. But you got to be, it's just like with anything else with money. You know what I'm saying? You choose to spend your money on shoes. Hey, be a sneakerhead, right? But just make sure the rent is paid. You choose to gamble your money away. Just make sure it's money that can be gambled away, right? But oftentimes, a lot of people, and I'm not saying it's anybody on this call because I don't believe that, but a lot of people try to look to gambling as a way of a come up, right? And I just want to throw it out there that, you know what I'm saying, the odds are always with the house.
Okay.
Right. So
I just want to throw this back at you, Coach, because some people look at stocks as gambling. Some people look at is an investment a gamble? I mean, it's all a gamble.
Yeah, I mean, so and I'm glad you brought that up. So a lot, right? So the thing about it, though, and the difference in when you start talking about investments and you talk about casino gambling or car gambling, money gambling, the difference is this: is that your return on investment is actually when you gamble at a casino, you're not acquiring ownership of nothing. You're gambling money, your own money, to give it away, right? When you invest in Bitcoin, you're acquiring something, whether it's a commodity, whether it's some form of an asset you're acquiring. Now, your asset may depreciate down in value, right? But you also have the ability to appreciate it, just like in gambling. But the odds aren't as heavy against you in investing from a gambler, if you consider that gambling, as they are of you laying down your money, you know what I'm saying, for profit, right? At a casino or running numbers or the lottery. Those particular things are actually, one is set up for you to lose your money the majority of the time. And the other one is set up for your money to make money. Right now, both of them have risk, like you said, Rodney. Both got risk. But, you know what I'm saying, from a gambling perspective, never think that casino gambling is going to get you out of whatever debt or anything that you have, because the likelihood, I'm not saying it won't, because some of you guys might get lucky, right? But if you lean on that type of income, you got to have the money to lose that type of income too, right? Oftentimes we take our last when we go to the casino. The majority of people do. Some people are smart about it and they take their extra spending money to the casino, which who cares, right? Because all the bills are paid. But in the same token, there's better ways to utilize your money on the come up. Also, a lot of times when it comes to gambling or anything like that, most people don't know when to get up. Most people don't know when to walk away. And it's the same with any investment. Most people hang on to it too long, right? Or play the game too long, right? So an investment, you play the game for a couple of years. Gambling, you should be playing the game until you get to your set number of what you want to walk away with, right? Because it's not earned money until you get up, right? So what are y'all thoughts about gambling?
Go down, Benz. I'll let you go first.
All right, man. Mine's short and sweet. So I don't gamble. I'll every now and then have too many beers, and I'll text one of them, say, hey, throw $5 on something retarded, and just I know I'm gonna lose the money, but I don't. Even when I go to the casino, I go in with I'll go play slots, and I'll put $40 in my left pocket. Every time I win, I cash out. I put it in my right pocket. When my left pocket's empty, I leave. So either I'm up or that. But as for the investing, investing is not. I don't say it's a gamble unless you're like a day trader. But if you're investing for a future, you're researching your CEOs, whether you're getting a dividend or, there's smart investors and there's gambler investors, I guess you could say. But if you're smart with investing, then I don't think it's gambling. But me personally, I choose not to gamble. I gamble enough of my life every day as it is. I don't need to add money to it.
Nah, I hear you. Nah,
so you next to the old ladies playing slots, right? Right, Albert.
I get on the one. I sit there and I watch for a while, and I wait till I see that person putting in all that money. They don't win shit, and then I go in behind them because I feel like the odds are a little bit better. Yeah.
So you wait till the old lady cashes out.
Yeah, wait till the old lady
her machine.
Yeah. She's done with her whole pack of cigarettes and her 2 Budweisers. I go right in and fucking take her Social Security money.
Try to snatch the prize.
Yep.
That is a tactic. I've heard that tactic before. So yeah, I gamble. I play, but I see. Okay, so I gamble kind of different. One, I do only gamble with extra money after the bills are paid. I have a separate account that has my gambling money in it. It's kind of like what you said when you do your budget. I have a weekly amount that I know I can spend. I'm allowed to have once the bills are paid or this, that, and the other. And I play poker though, so poker is different than playing a table game. Even blackjack with a house, you're playing against the house. So in poker, I'm playing against people. The house just takes a percentage of the pot. So house doesn't have anything in stake. Whether whoever wins, loses, the house just is taking a percentage, no matter what. So their money's guaranteed. So the house doesn't care who wins. So playing against other people and I'm playing a card game, there's no machine involved. It's just cards. However the cards are to you, that's what you're going to play. So it's a little different than playing the other games like roulette and stuff like that when you're playing against the house and you're playing against odds. I'm not playing. There are odds in the cards, but it's also you're playing against the person. And I'm pretty good at reading people, so that's where I excel in playing poker. Now, I do a little online sports betting, but that's I do a lot of odd stuff that I use low amounts of money to have high odds of possibilities of things happening. So that's, like for instance, for the Super Bowl, I bet that the first 2 drives would be touchdown. And, I typically don't bet on the winner or the loser or the pins, but I just spend like $25 and, it wins me $200-$300. But I'm not sitting here betting my mortgage or my car note, or I need this hit to be able to pay my telephone bill or something like that. No, it's all extra income. And I'm not going to. Sometimes I take it. Like let's say I hit the casino. Now I will do this. So I hit the casino. I'll play poker. I win. I usually try to double whatever I'm playing with. So if I double it, then I leave. So I have done it where I've doubled my money and more. And let's say I won $300, and on my way out, I'll take 100 and put it on black just to double that and leave with 400 or leave with 200. You know what I'm saying? And I do something like that, but that's the most, I ever will go on in the casino and do. I'm not sitting there playing the other games at the tape that the casino has odds. So
makes sense.
But I do it for fun. I don't do it for like I said. It makes football more interesting, so I bet on it. I'm not betting, like all my bets are $25. I just bet on weird stuff to happen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. I mean, I think the key to what you said is extra money. You know what I mean? The one thing the only thing that I would tell people out there is a lot of people think that, I got some extra money, right? Or you know what I'm saying? Maybe I get a bonus and I'm going to take this bonus and try to flip it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go gamble. There's better ways out there to flip your money than gambling. So just a heads up. But if it's something that occupies you, you know what I'm saying? That you actually budget for and your bills are paid and so forth. Hey, I'm all for it. But don't try to use gambling as a come up or utilizing any of your critical money to gamble, such as mortgage, house money, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Unless you can sit next to Albans at the casino, though, and take the old lady slot.
Yeah, that's right. I mean? Watch and learn. I usually come home with a lot of money.
Yep. $40. Yep.
Going there and taking those old ladies' pensions. But anyway, so we're gonna move on to the next segment. Alban Eats. You got anything new for us out there? Let's see what we're gonna have this week for dinner.
Man, actually, I was more gonna ask you guys if you guys try anything new. I've tried so much new stuff this past couple of weeks, and one of them was an Indian dish. I don't usually do a lot of like Indian cooking, but a friend at work told us about this, and we tried it. It's called keema. It's like a ground lamb or ground beef recipe. It's just pea. I mean, it's got a shitload of seasonings that you toast and stuff in it. And I was a little I'm not quite sure. It looked like ground hamburger, like shepherd's pie filling almost with white rice. And I was like, I've tried try something new, and it ended up being freaking amazing. So then that's progressed me into trying to eat more. Where I was spending all my time on the grill, smoking stuff, and now I'm in the house more doing new recipes and stuff like that, or looking for new recipes. And I saw you put something up about like kimchi rubbed ribeye.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a drunken night.
Hey, I don't care. That's what I'm saying though, because I love kimchi. So
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was like, man, you never said anything how it was. I'm like sitting here going through all these.
All right, so it's a great story. I'm gonna make it quick, right? So I was up one night and I was getting ready to go hang out at my neighbor's house or whatever, and I was like, oh man. So I took my boy brings me kimchi. His mother makes it and he brings it by. Shout out to GT. Uh, he brought me some kimchi, so I ate all the kimchi and it still had all the seasoning in it, and there was a little bit of kimchi left, right? So I throw the ribeye in there where the kimchi was and sealed it up and put it in the refrigerator. Go over to my neighbor's house, get drunk, and couldn't remember what I did with it the next day. So I thought my kids ate it. So I was like, "Yo, they ate my ribeye. That's kind of messed up." And I was like, "Cause I didn't eat it. I know I didn't eat it. I would remember that." So 2 days go by, and I went and bought a whole nother ribeye and everything like that. I started seasoning that ribeye and getting it ready, and then looked in the refrigerator it was in a plastic container, and there was that 2-day ribeye sitting in the kimchi juice, and I was the happiest person on earth when I found it and realized that I had forgot I marinated, put it in there and everything. I had forgot all about it. So then, sure enough, man, I cooked that joint. That joint was amazing, dog. It was really good. So
See that's what I want to know, man. You showed the picture of it. I was like, man, that had to be that'd be tender as hell.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah. And I believe it or not, I cooked it in the air fryer.
Oh man.
When I found it, I was so happy. I was like, oh, and so I cooked it in the air fryer, and that joint turned out even better in the air fryer. I didn't even, that was my first time ever cooking a steak in the air fryer, but it was delicious. But
so you said Indian dish, huh, Alabama?
You guys get butter chicken.
You said Indian dish is what you cook.
Yeah. I just started cooking more Indian food, just trying, new things out. I always sat there like barbecuing, but it's called keema, Keema. It's supposed to be like it's like what their kids learn, they say, as their main, like cooking, like what we would learn cooking macaroni and cheese, like Kraft mac and cheese. Like that's what you teach your kids. Right? You want to learn to cook? All right, here you go. Boil these noodles, pour in the powdered cheese, and then you want to get fancy, add in a little bit of government cheese to it. But so I'm like, okay.
What made you choose Indian food? Because I like Indian food.
Yeah, I do too. I love like tea masala and curries and stuff like that. But those were all like main like things that everybody they go out and they just like microwave it in the back and bring it out to you.
No
problem. And so this friend of mine, she loves Indian food, and a friend at work was talking to her about it, and we're like, shit, let's try it, let's cook it. And but it is not something that I feel like I could teach my kids toasting all these spices, grinding them, throwing in cinnamon and bay leaves, and I'm like, man, this ain't a dish that you would teach kids in America to cook first,
right?
But it was amazing.
I'm trying it. I don't think I've had that. I always get, I think, the butter chicken or something like that is what I use.
Oh, nah. You stand too basic, Rodney.
Hey, man,
all the stuff all the different stuff that
I don't like the texture.
To.
I don't like the texture of that when they make that what is it, like falafel and stuff like that. Anything that looks or is similar to that, where it's like grinded lamb and then put back. I don't like the texture. I just don't want it. Like
now I know where we're gonna go. We're gonna go on our double date. I got an Indian place. The texture is not of that consistency though.
Okay, Vance, you're gonna have to order for him. Otherwise, he's gonna get some basic shit.
I will. I would definitely order for him.
We'll see. I mean, I don't have nothing wrong with nothing wrong with Indian food. I love Indian food, but I just don't like when they do that. When they grind it and
when they grind it down,
put it back together, and it's whatever, and it's that texture of it. It tastes, to me. It always tastes like, I guess the word would be mealy or something. I don't know. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. The texture just doesn't feel right. I just don't like it. So, but that's just my. But anyway, okay. Indian food. You tried anything? Have you ever tried Ethiopian food? Now I'm big.
I've had before. I'm trying to think of the name of that restaurant we went to.
What about you? Has you ever tried Ethiopian?
I've had a coworker. No. He was from Ghana, but yeah, no. Yeah, I mean it was like chicken drumsticks and like a spicy tomato sauce. It was
That's called duwat. Yeah, I've had that before. But what I'm telling you to try is called awaze tibs. And it's basically like chopped up beef, and it's spicy, and it's like delicious spicy. Not to me in that where it's so spicy it's just hot for no reason.
right.
It's a spicy hot but delicious hot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Waze Tibs. That's one of my favorites when I go to an Ethiopian restaurant. So you want to ever go to one, try one. I mean, there's one in DC that's amazing off of 9th and U Street. But
I see out here in West Virginia, the only like international food we have is like Long John Silver's. So
there you go.
I have to. I have to travel. No, actually,
you got a Korean market. You got to have a Korean market somewhere.
No, you got to go all the way to Hagerstown. You got to go to Hagerstown for that, man. For real. There ain't.
Wow.
There ain't shit over here yet.
Right.
There was a really good Indian restaurant, but.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and move on. I'm gonna go through this quickly because we are on a little bit of a time restraint today. But we're gonna go ahead and go into the entertainment page, and I'm gonna make it kind of quick and brief. I got 3 shows and movies that have just come out, or one has been out, but the season just came out. I know Albans will be excited to talk about this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with the series B. I don't know if y'all have seen this or watched it. It's on Netflix. It's currently number 2. It stars Ali Wong and Steven Yeun. And it is a great concept. Something new. It's different to watch. And I was very happy to see something different. And it's basically, there was a movie a long time ago, I think it was called Changing Lanes or something like that, where these guys get in this road rage incident. And then they, so basically in this movie, they get in a road rage incident where, the person cut the person off and then, get the finger. And the next thing you know, they're chasing each other. But then they take it a step further, and it becomes basically I think a 5-year beef where they intentionally torture each other. They start inserting themselves. They start inserting themselves in each other's lives in different ways, and this, that, and the other, and just start it's hilarious the things that they do. And then it gets to a point where it's just so over the top that they're basically getting ready to try to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? But then at the end, they become friends off of it when they had to survive with each other after they almost just killed each other.
Right.
So at the end, it becomes really, fantasize that they can survive all the shit they're doing to each other. But in the beginning, you watch the concept, it would be stuff that you would do.
Got it.
I had road rage incidents, so it starts off like that. So, but it's a very good series. It's hilarious to see the things that they do. And then the next thing is The Last Kingdom, which is they came out with a movie after the series. Now I don't know if y'all watched the Last Kingdom series with
Uhtred of Edinburgh.
Yes, my man Uhtred of Edinburgh. You're right. Called 7 Kings Must Die. It came out.
That's the movie.
Yeah, that's the movie. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's basically it's following after you watch the series at the end, where finally now it's the king's sons and his son.
Mm-hmm.
He's older now and doesn't really want to go into battle as much as he used to. He's been running his kingdom, but now the sons are taking over and basically fighting for the kingdom. So, it's really good. It's a man movie and a man show. So, I know if you watch the series, you'll like the movie. So,
okay, you said 7 Kingdoms.
Yeah, it's called 7 Kings Must Die.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that on? It's on Netflix as well.
Netflix, yeah, absolutely on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that. That Last Kingdoms, that series is really good.
Yeah. Albans, have you watched the Last Kingdom series? Have you ever seen that?
No, I started to, but I fell asleep. But the first one you were talking about, I thought you said Series B. I didn't know you said Beef. That shit was funny as hell.
Oh, you did see B. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I love the whole bathroom scene, like in the first episode. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's something we would do.
Exactly. So, yeah, that was good. So, last but not least on that, I'm going to talk about Better Call Saul, season 6. So, I finally got season 6 on Netflix. A friend of ours, Cyrus, has been telling me that I need to watch it forever. And I finally got to watch it. If you don't know what Better Call Saul is, it's the spin-off prequel from Breaking Bad that's focused on Saul Goodman, a lawyer, who was the lawyer in what you call it. And season 6 was, to me, the best season so far, where they brought everything together and it really flashed into Breaking Bad and explaining how he got to be who he was. So, have you watched Better Call Saul, Vance?
I have not watched that. I haven't even gotten through Breaking Bad yet, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, me and my wife, I was waiting on my wife, but I think it might even be ahead of me on it now. But I got to follow up on both of those. So everybody keep telling me.
Yeah. How you feel about it, Alvin?
I haven't gotten all the way through the 6th season yet, but I wandered off the Yellowstone and all that. You know, that was the best show.
I forgot all about Yellowstone. Yeah, I'm glad.
I'm sure you did. He did one freaking episode probably. Fuck this. But no, dude. Better Call Saul is the shit. I was like you, man. That took me forever to watch Breaking Bad. I was like, man, I don't really give a shit. Another show about people doing drugs. All right, but it was amazing.
All right.
I haven't got through it. Better Call Saul started out a little slow, but it progresses really quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Another topic I wanted to go into. I just wanted to kind of talk real quick about the Taliban boys. I sent y'all an article. I don't know if y'all got to read the article. Did y'all read the article just by any chance?
No.
You talking about? Did you send it this week or last? We could have sent it a while back, right?
I sent it this
after
week.
Vicky talked about it.
I sent it this week. Yeah, but
no, I didn't read that one. But I know about them.
Yeah, so it's just something that has been on my heart, and I kind of want to focus on it. I have some people. I have a guy who I want to bring in who really knows a lot about this, but I did want to just bring it back up to our listeners. The Taliban boys are basically in Africa. These kids are sent to what they would consider a school that is supposed to be learning about the Quran and this, that, and the other, but a lot of them don't end up going there. A lot of the schoolmasters are not taking care of these kids. Or in Vicky's situation, where she was in there, she said it was just too many kids. He can't even feed them all. He can't do nothing. He can't take care of all these kids. So I have a friend that we hopefully get on the show that in Kenya he ran into this same thing where he found kids sleeping on the ground. So he started a organization and started something that now I think they're housing so many of these kids and giving them education and giving them clean clothes and a place to take a bath and and have education and learn and get the things that they need. So I just wanted to bring that up to our listeners, and hopefully, as we get more information, I just want to. I kind of feel like it's in my heart that there's something that even us at Dad Mentality maybe figure something out where we can make a conscious effort to help those kids and help those people. So that's just something I want to bring up. But in light of talking about children and things that we have in this week, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys and end the show with top 5 cartoons of all time. I don't know if you guys looked at the other thing I sent you, which I guess.
Yeah, I did look at that.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Oh, that was the first thing you said. Send it back to back. By the way, that's on the text message. Oh, so I didn't see the second.
All your stuff goes to spam, and then I forget to go check.
You don't even have a spam folder on your text message. He sends it via text. There's no such thing as spam.
My spam is me deleting it. Like, what's he sending me now? No, I did see the cartoon one though. I did.
Hey, if y'all could pull it up, unfortunately, I have lost my phone when we started this. So if y'all saw me looking around during the joint, I was like, where the hell is my phone? And then I didn't have time to get up and look for it. But if y'all can pull it up and read their top 5, I greatly appreciate it.
Oh,
And
read their top 5?
Read their top 5. Hold on one second. I got you.
Yeah. Read their top 5.
Number 1 is SpongeBob.
Yeah. Which I agree with.
Number 2 is Avatar.
Nope.
Number 3, you're crazy. It's Teen Titans. Number 4 is The Simpsons. And number 5 is Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Okay, so
that's their top 5.
I feel like
that's
gone out of our genre. Yeah, the only one I'll give respect to is The Simpsons.
You're crazy. You're crazy. Out of that top 5, well, go ahead. I'll let you go ahead.
You go first. No, we talking about that top 5 before we go into our own. So go ahead.
First off, Avatar is in
that top 5.
You're crazy. The Avatar is tight. It's definitely that's the only one that to me that and The Simpsons that should be in the top 5.
I Avatar I actually forgot about because I was thinking more about like when I was a kid, the shit that I watched, but I forgot about Avatar. Avatar is really good. And Simpsons,
all right, so
Simpsons is still for everybody.
Simpsons classic. I can give you The Simpsons. That one I can give you should be in a lot of people's top 5. But what about you? Go ahead, Vance. Tell me your top 5 since you got you think the Avatar should be in.
I mean, Avatar is definitely in top 5. So you know what I'm saying. If I had to rank it, you know what I'm saying. So one, Scooby Doo's gonna be in is 5.
Okay.
Right? You know what I'm saying? He-Man is 4. Thundercats is 3. Thundercats is 3. Avatar is 2. And The Simpsons is 1.
Right, first of all, the Thundercats bumbles Avatar.
It does, but to a certain point, the problem is here's the issue with that. Because I went back and rewatched on the Thundercats when they released it. What's that? The story is not this. Like we were just watching the joint, just like the story just changed like every couple episodes. Like so, it wasn't books that were put together. Like that's why Avatar was so great because books were written and then the cartoon came out. Thundercats, you just have people writing stories, right? So, and it's the same with a lot of cartoons in our genre. You know what I'm saying? So like Scooby-Doo had no end game. You know what I mean? Yeah. The Simpsons has no end game. Right? You know what I'm saying? But Avatar had an end game. Right? Like
they didn't even finish it.
Huh?
They didn't even finish it. The Avatar movies, they came out with one Avatar movie and then that was it. They didn't even finish the movie. Like they didn't finish the series or nothing with the movie.
No, the cartoon Avatar.
The cartoon, but I'm still
the cartoon Avatar they ain't finished.
I gave up after the movie. I was depressed about that.
See that's if you watch the M. Night Shyamalan movie, that joint does the cartoon no justice. Like zero. When I say zero justice, I mean, like put it this way: I watched the entire series, and when the movie came out, I literally almost cut the movie off. That's how bad it was. The movie was. The movie Avatar is bad, but the actual cartoon, go back and watch it. I'm just gonna let you know.
I was pressed to go see the movie because
yes, everybody was because the cartoon was so good. But go back and watch.
The movie ruined it for me. After that, I'm done.
Yeah,
what about you guys?
My top 5.
My kids put it. Jemai paid his hard-earned money to go order the series or DVD, bro.
Okay.
Like I'm telling you, like that joint is dope.
Let's go. What's your top 5, man?
All right, number 5 would be Voltron, and then I was stuck between where 4 and 3 would go, but definitely He-Man and Thundercat. So that right there, and then this is completely off that one, but other direction. Ren and Stimpy was up there because it was pretty fucked. Looking back at it now, it's pretty fucked up. They had that shit on TV. Looking back at it now,
so far I've had to scratch 3 of mine off. that you've just named.
Brother?
Yeah, Voltron. Yeah, Voltron, Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, go ahead. I'm going. What else?
My number one all time, DuckTales.
Mother. With DuckTales, dog. I didn't think nobody was going to say that.
Oh man, I still look for that shit. You can't find it on.
That's on
They remade it garbage.
Yeah.
So I think you almost hit every single one except for one of my, because I wrote extra just in case, because I figured y'all would get on there. But Voltron was definitely in my list. DuckTales, Animaniacs, Darkwing Duck, and Gargoyles. I don't know if
Gargoyles is good.
I've never seen that.
Gargoyles, yeah. It's hard. So it was all part of that right after school joint where I think he came on. It was Animaniacs, DuckTales. It was DuckTales or something, then Animaniacs, and then Gargoyles or something like that. I don't remember. It was
wasn't Sonic
something like that.
Sonic was on that too, or Batman.
I didn't watch Sonic, but yeah.
I think that was your UPN 20.
Yeah. Do y'all remember Cartoon Express?
I
Cartoon
don't think
Express
so.
come on Saturday mornings on Channel 6 on cable network in this area. 6B was on USA. USA was a network. Hey, Everett, I know you're a big cartoon guy. Do you have a top 5?
A top 5 in cartoons. No order. The X-Men cartoon that came on Fox.
That was good.
That was Saturday mornings though.
Yeah, Batman the Animated Adventures. Right now, Rick and Morty. That's in my top 5 right now.
That's another fucked up one.
Rugrats.
Yeah. Oh, Rugrats was awesome.
Yeah.
And let's go with Dexter Laboratory.
Yeah. I'm with you on. You know what one that I love, and y'all gonna laugh at me. I used to love Phineas and Ferb, bro.
I never watched.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I used to love Phineas and Ferb. I'm telling you, that joke was hilarious.
Really?
But it's one on now called Big City Greens that's hilarious too.
I've seen that.
I don't know.
Rick and Morty though.
Beavis and Butthead should count.
You think so?
Yeah.
No,
but that wasn't really a cartoon. It came on late night too.
That's more like Family Guy and all of that stuff.
South Park,
right?
Yeah,
South Park.
In there too, if that's the case. But I don't know. I was just throwing that. I remember that. Yeah, I couldn't wait for Beavis and Butthead to come on. I'll be locked to my TV. It was like the best cartoon of its era. It was definitely
back when MTV Music Television actually played music and not Jersey Shore and all this other dumb shit.
Yeah. Stimpy and Doug. Doug was another good one too. That was part of
Doug was a good one.
Melodian. There was I was watching something where they were arguing about which Doug characters were black and which ones were white. And you had to figure it out. Like they were saying Patty Mayonnaise, I think they saying that she was black. Because she had like a blonde afro or something. It was crazy. But yeah, they was arguing about that the other day on something I was watching. But
we didn't mention G.I. Joe or Transformers.
Oh, fuck Transformers, huh? Oh, you're right.
I forgot about Ninja Turtles too. I forgot about that.
We didn't mention Ninja Turtles. Wow, we're tripping.
Hey, I think I'm gonna have a fucking. I'm off this peak. I'm gonna watch cartoons every fucking day.
We're tripping.
Yeah, Transformers got to be in my top 3 for sure, dog. I would kick a lot. All the All right, so Voltron.
I can't believe I forgot about X-Men.
Voltron, yeah. Transformers to be in there for sure. I loved Transformers. Voltron, Transformers, G.I. Joe would be another one. I don't know if it'll make my top 5, but I had to redo this.
Snake Eyes was your favorite character.
Snake Eyes, absolutely. Yeah. Still is my favorite character. I went to see the movie, took the kids, all that shit. Yeah. Joe franchise though, especially with what was his name? What's that dude's name? The Magic Mike dude. What's his name?
Channing Tatum. Yeah.
Channing Tatum.
They killed him right away though. So that's the only thing that kept me watching.
Did they kill him? I don't think they killed him.
Also,
then it became The Rock or something after that, right? Wasn't he like the main character in one of them?
or did they kill the Rock? No, they killed the Rock.
They killed The Rock, yeah, original. I don't remember that, but those
I can't remember. I wiped that shit out.
horrible. Yeah. Even the Snake Eyes movie was pretty bad. It wasn't as good as
And y'all didn't say Smurfs, so y'all wild for that.
Smurfs is wild. Smurfs is top. That's
Smurfs was good. Yeah, I actually even the movie was good when it came out like the early '90s.
I ain't gonna lie, Care Bears, dog. I used to watch
Care Bears is good. But Smurfs was like that.
Smurfs was like that. Why they only had one female Smurf and all those Smurfs from the collection of the day.
That's what I'm saying. Back then, shit. You look at it now, you're like, man, we watched some messed up shit back then.
Oh yeah. Especially Ren and Stimpy was one. Oh, Pinky and the Brain.
Yep,
Pinky Brain was good. Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, fellas, we're gonna end the show. I think we can name every cartoon. We're gonna have to maybe come back and say what the actual top 5 is again. But I appreciate you fellas. It's good talking to you again. It definitely made my day feel a lot better because I ain't gonna lie, at the beginning today I was a little upset, but I think it's gonna be a good day. I'm about to hop on the game. Y'all know what y'all do. Y'all can catch me on Twitch. I'm gonna definitely broadcast too because I'm gonna play from this point on. Albans, you gonna hop on for a minute or what's up?
Yeah, see, I got my kids here for another 45 minutes, so I'm gonna go hang out with them, and then I'll be on about 6. Cyrus is the same thing.
Okay, cool. Then I'll catch up. We'll definitely run together and get some dubs. Vance, you gotta get yourself an Xbox, brother. Come join us.
Bro, I'm about to go out. I'm about to go to church. I'm about to go to church now. So,
well, damn.
Instead of doing that healthy shit, you need to be on the game. Living lives out here, brother. We out here.
I was on the bike yesterday, bro. 25 miles yesterday.
And you know how many bad people would be on this earth if it wasn't for us killing them every day on this game?
I hear you.
Out here saving the world, protecting you and your children. But it's okay.
I am going to send you a funny video just for you and Albans that I saw on Instagram last week. Y'all are getting it when you watch it, but it's right up both of y'all's alley, and it's not.
All right,
It's not a dig against y'all playing video games. It just the first time I saw it, the only 2 people I thought about were you two. I'll send it. You gotta give me a minute. I'll send it to you.
All right, that's cool. Well, I appreciate everybody here. Thank you for another show. Thank you for joining us again. I can't wait to see y'all next week. Next week we have your boy, right, Albans, with the Runaway Boys.
Yeah. Yep.
What's his name? Go ahead. What's his name?
Jakari.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, with the Runaway Boys as a guest with us. Going to talk about that and have a good time, man. And like I said, your dad mentality is always about mental health. Make sure you take care of yourself. You can catch us on all platforms. You can catch us on everything dad_mentality. You can also email us at dad_mentality@gmail.com. We appreciate y'all listening to us for another week, and God bless and good night.
Have a good one.
Later, fellas. All right.